cyber Tikka Masala, your own cybersecurity podcast, a podcast that keeps CIOs and CISOs ahead with latest cyber threats and news. So today's just few minute podcast will cover all the cyber threats and news of last week. Yes, now no need to toggle from one website to another or read through various email or WhatsApp messages. So let's begin. Let's now talk about recent cyber attacks that came to light. IT firms Globant confirms breach after Lapsus leaks 70 GB of data. On March 30, Lapsus claimed to have compromised Globant, a software development firm headquartered in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The threat actors allege that they have managed to steal client source code and have published a 70 GB of data. Yes, Lapsus is back from vacation. Okta acknowledges mistaken handling of Lapsus' attack. Okta has already changed its story few times already from an initial "nothing happened" to "oops, something did happen." And now to even though something happened, customers were safe, but we are still checking to make sure. Now acknowledge that it made an important mistake in its handling of the attack and is actively continuing our investigation. And we are utilizing logs as well as others' data sources. Data breach at French public health insurer exposes personal data of 500,000 policyholders. Personally identifiable information of more than 500,000 French citizens was stolen from a France CNAM after criminals gained unauthorized access to 19 healthcare professional accounts. Well, leaked data includes names, surnames, date of birth, social security numbers, GP details, and levels of reimbursement. However, company claimed that no contact details such as telephone numbers or addresses were stolen, nor were any bank details or information on health conditions or medication. Ola Finance says attackers stole $4.7 million in Re-Entrancy exploit. Decentralized lending platform Ola Finance was exploited for over $4.67 million in a Re-Entrancy attack on Thursday. Ola operates a decentralized finance platform across several blockchains, and Thursday's attack targeted its deployment on the Fuse network, where the attack occurred via Re-Entrancy vulnerability in the ERC-677 token standard. Meanwhile, the company is speaking with external parties to trace the attackers and create a plan to compensate the affected users. Now let's focus on some of those cyber news that are of importance. Unpatched Java Spring Framework 0-day RC bug threatens enterprise web apps security. An emergency patch is released to address a newly disclosed remote code execution flaw that, if successfully exploited, could allow an unauthenticated attacker to take control of a targeted system. Tracked as CVE 22965, where users are recommended to upgrade to versions 5.3.18 or later and 5.2.20 or later. Critical SQL injection flaw fixed in Rapid7's Nexpose vulnerability scanner. The issue affects all versions of Nexpose, alternately known as Security Console, up to and including 6.6128. The flaw, which has a CVSS rating of 9.8, arose because valid search operators were not defined. According to the CVE description for the bug, which is tracked as CVE 2022-0757. Apple issues patches for 2 actively exploited 0 days in iPhone, iPad, and Mac devices. Apple on Thursday rolled out emergency patches to address 2 0-day flaws in its mobile and desktop operating systems that is said may have been exploited in the wild. The shortcomings have been fixed as a part of updates to iOS and iPadOS 15.4.1, macOS Monterey 12.3.1, tvOS 15.4.1, and watchOS 8.5.1. Trend Micro patches Epic Central 0-day exploited in targeted attacks, impacting both on-premises and software-as-a-service versions of the centralized management console. The security hole is tracked as CVE 26871 with CVSS score of 8.6. Trend Micro is encouraging all customers to update to a patched version as soon as possible. Chrome browser gets major security update. Google this week released a security-themed browser makeover with patches 28 documented vulnerabilities, with some serious enough to lead to a code execution attacks. The new browser refresh is now rolling out to Windows, Mac, and Linux user as a Chrome 100.0.4896.60. Sophos Firewall affects by a critical authentication bypass flaw. The CVE 1040 flaw received a CVSS score of 9.8 and impacts Sophos Firewall versions 8.5, MR3 and earlier. Network equipment maker Zyxel releases patches for critical bug affecting business firewall and VPN devices. The flaw has been assigned the identifier CVE 0342 and is rated 9.8 out of 10 for severity. Critical bugs in Rockwell PLC could allow hackers to implant malicious code. CVE 1161 with CVSS score 10. The issue resides in PLC firmware running in Rockwell's control logics, compact logics, and guard logics control systems. CVE 1159 with CVSS score 7.7. The issue is with Studio 5000 Logics Designer application. The severity of the flaws has also prompted an advisory for the US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Well, that's all for this week. Thank you for your time and enjoy your week ahead.